Welcome back to the 9th Gym program, and today we are continuing our restricted Pokemon guides with Kyogre. I did Groudon yesterday. They are some of the biggest Pokemon in a restricted format, so let's talk about it. Kyogre is a very, very strong Pokemon, insane, stats, obviously. Great move pool, very deep move pool, and all of them are good attacks. Good typing of water typing, just having 2 weaknesses. They are pretty big in the meta typings, electric and grass. You have things like Rillaboom, Venusaur, Regieleki, a whole bunch of things that are going to be doing a lot of damage. Thunder in the mirror match, a whole lot of damage, but only 2, so it's easy to keep track of. And you can go Wukong or Rindoberry if you want to, get rid of one of those weaknesses. That is an option as well. 4 resistances of Fire, Water, Ice, Steel, all big in the meta as well. So, being able to defensively switch with this Pokemon is very, very good. It doesn't always have to be a lead. It doesn't always have to be a Dynamax. This Pokemon is pretty versatile, so that's good. Drizzle is the ability that we are using. It's actually its only ability, but it would be probably its best ability. Waether Wars are back, baby. We have things like this, Groudon and Rayquaza. We also still, of course, have the other forms as well. Somebody said Obama Snow last video, you have other forms of weather. So if you're trying to beat these Pokemon out, you could use other weather. That is an option. You have Tyranitar, you have the Obama Snow, you have Vanillix, all these weird things. Waether Wars are big. So that is, a big piece of the upcoming meta and every restricted format. Anyway, let's talk about some stats real quick. So HP at 100 is pretty solid. Defense at 90 is pretty solid as well. So those are its average HP stats, but then, or its average bulk stats. But then we have Special D at 140, which is very, very good. So once again, you can very easily switch this into a lot of special attacking moves, especially if they're resisted or neutral. You're just not taking too much damage as Kyogre, which is very, very good. This Pokemon can be very naturally bulky, as well as with investment be very extremely bulky, and with Dynamax doubling its HP is wild. I tried to roll my W there. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about offense. So attack at 100 doesn't really matter because we are special attacking, but special attack is crazy. It is at 150, which is a very, very high stat for a base stat there. Using things like Life Orb, Choice Specs, even Mystic Water could be good for making this thing do a lot of damage, so that is wild. Next we have speed at 90, which is pretty average for this Pokemon. We do have a lot of additional Pokemon in that 140 to 160 speed range, with the restricted Pokemon coming back into the meta, so that is really interesting. At speed at 90 could be used for Trick Room as well as non-Trick Room. Actually, I do have a Trick Room build for this Pokemon, so stay tuned for that. So pretty cool stuff. Anyway, that is about it for the overview. Let's go ahead and move on to the builds that I have prepared. So I have 2 builds. Like I said, one is going to be Assault Vest Trick Room. Assault Vest Trick Room. Very interesting, right? It doesn't have to be Trick Room, but I do... I didn't want to invest any speed into it, so we went for bulk, and then I was like, we might as well go Trick Room, so that's what I went with, but you can change that. Anyway, let's talk about it. So the first one I have here is Kyogre Choice Scarf. Choice Scarf Kyogre seems to be the standard, the play for the early beginnings of this format. We haven't even shifted into the actual format yet, so of course Kyogre at Choice Scarf seems like a very solid play. Choice Scarf Water Spout is unreal. It's very, very strong. We have things like Thunder as well, Ice Beam, Origin Pulse, very, very strong. So Choice Scarf, EV spread is 4 HP, 252 special attack, and 252 speed. Timid Nature, 0 attack. So that makes a lot of sense. But this Pokemon will be a Pokemon that is very unlikely to Dynamax due to the nature of the Choice Scarf not giving you anything. So it wouldn't have an item, and its ability is just setting weather, which is a very good ability, mind you. But you are playing with a Pokemon that does not have an item if you do Dynamax. So this is probably going to be, Kyogre next to something like Kingdra, Ludicolo that will Dynamax, or Kartana, or even just good Pokemon next to it that do Dynamax. So that is the name of the game here. It's pretty good. Water Spout, Origin Pulse, Ice Beam, and Thunder. You don't really want to use Protect. There's not really any good moves like Taunt or anything that get a lot of value out of using it and then being locked in. So we just went for attacks. We have Water Spout and Origin Pulse if you don't feel like missing, or Origin Pulse if you, are willing to roll the dice. But Ice Beam and then Thunder as well for good coverage. Thunder in the mirror match, and then you have Ice Beam for Rillaboom and Venusaur and stuff like that. So it is very good for the Kyogre. Next, we have the secondary build, which is the Kyogre at Assault Vest. This was actually really big in damage calcs, being able to live things like Regieleki, Venusaur, and there was one more that was really good for this. But yeah, It's really good. The Assault Vest actually helped a lot of damage calcs, which I liked a lot, and going into bulk instead with Assault Vest was really solid. This Pokemon could be used in a lot of different ways, but this is the secondary build that I have. So it's at Assault Vest, Drizzle, of course. In the EV spread was 140 HP, 116 defense, and 252 special attack, quiet nature, 0 attack, and 0 speed. So it is a min speed. This is as slow as it possibly can get, which is 85, which is not bad. You could use something like Iron Ball as well, but Assault Vest was kind of why I made this secondary build, and then I just decided to go Trick Room instead. But yeah, this EV spread is very, very solid. I went into special attack still as much as I possibly could, because that is kind of what you want to do, just do a lot of damage with this build. But I went into bulk as well, which is cool, and you'll see more in depth into it in the damage calc section. That'll be in a couple of minutes, so yeah. Anyway, the moveset is identical. We have Water Spout, Origin Pulse, Ice Beam, and Thunder, which is all really good, good coverage. There are a lot of other moves that you can use for this Pokemon, and a lot of good items and different EV spreads. So a lot of different things that you can test around with this Pokemon. Very versatile and very customizable, so pretty good. Let's go ahead and talk about these customizable things real quick. So we have Scald and Muddy Water both being pretty good water type attacks as well. This Pokemon is known for its really ridiculous water spouts and good Origin Pulse as well, but if you want a single targeting, you could go Scald. Of course, you can max it and then go max Geyser instead for single targeting, but then you have to max it, so Scald is an option. Muddy Water is a cool option, probably not going to see any play, but it is still a cool option. We have Ancient Power, Hyper Beam, Icy Wind, Thunderbolt, and Blizzard, all as good coverage. Icy Wind good for usage. Choice Scarf, Icy Wind, Kyogre could actually see some play. That could be a really spicy tech, so that's really interesting. And then Calm Mind as well. Calm Mind Kyogre could be really interesting. Sorry, I just hit my mic. But yeah, Calm Mind could be really interesting for this Pokemon, so that's cool. A couple of items that we have that are good choices. We have Choice Specs. Speaking of choices, Choice Specs could be good. We have Wiki Berry, Rindo, the Wakan Berry, of course. Weakness Policy could see play. Mystic Water could see play. Iron Ball for, Trick Room strats. So there's a lot of different things that Kyogre can use. So this Pokemon is very customizable. I'm actually pretty excited to see how, this evolves in the meta in the next couple of months, because we are playing this game until April, so that's pretty cool. That's it. Let's talk about the customizable I already said customizable. Let's talk about these two synergetic Pokemon that I have here in the bottom right corner. So first off, we have Incineroar. Incineroar, of course, is good. Damage deafening is great. Fake Out is great. But you also do have the ability to destroy these grass-type Pokemon, things like Rillaboom and the Venusaur. So that is really good. That is definitely a good usage for the Incineroar. Being able to EV it out to live in Earth Power or the Max Quake from Venusaur, that's a good option. It also does start your Fire, Water, Grass core, which, could be done with these three Pokemon that I have, Kyogre and these two synergetic Pokemon, so that is cool. Next we have the Kartana. Kartana likes the rain, of course, because it does, fire does half damage, which is its, big weakness. So not bad. You can have Kyogre, Choice Scarf Kyogre next to Dynamax AV Kartana. That will be very strong as well. That plus like maybe Incineroar. That I think is going to be probably one of my first builds for Kyogre. For a Kyogre team is these three. So that is pretty cool. Kartana is just good. It covers its weaknesses pretty well as well. Having Max Airstream for that grass as well, which is cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's good. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about some speed tiers. So, 234 is where we are with max speed and Choice Scarf, which is pretty fast. You are outspeeding a lot of things like Base Regieleki, Dragapult, Choice Scarf, Dragapult, Choice Scarf, Dracovish, and then a whole bunch of Pokemon in that 150 to 200 range, which is very, very popular. Things like Kartana, the Garchomp, Nihilego, a whole bunch of Pokemon, so that is really good. Choice Scarf Kyogre is getting the job done most of the time. It is being outsped by a couple of other Choice Scarf Pokemon in weather things, like Lando T at Choice Scarf, Venusaur at Chlorophyll, Kingdra, Swift Swim, Regieleki Max Speed. That guy's going to be annoying, and then Excadrill at Sandrush. So a whole bunch of different things are outspeeding it, but we are outspeeding a whole bunch of different things. So it's a pretty good speed tier to be at. You really only have to worry about weather, and then Lando T at Choice Scarf, which isn't really a big worry because it's not doing a lot of damage, but it is there to do damage. it's possibly going to do good stuff. And then, of course, Regieleki. Fast Regieleki is going to be the bane of Kyogre's existence. Also, Grassy Glide Rillaboom. Scary. Anyway, now for the other build, we do have at 85, which is the slowest that Kyogre can possibly be on. It's in the same speed tier as Dialga and Groudon. Both could be played 0 at min speed, so that is interesting. Outspeeding things like Cresselia, Tyranitar, Aegislash, Incineroar. Aegislash is weird there, but I wanted to get the Incineroar on there, which is pretty good, you know. But yeah, the point is, Trick Room, and then it's outspeeding all these fast Pokemon, so that is good. We are moving into a very, very fast format, even faster than Series 7, so yeah, Trick Room strats, they're gonna be less played than now, but they're still gonna be big. Definitely, you know, notice that Trick Room's gonna be good. Anyway, let's move on to the damage calc. So damage calcs, we have 252 plus special attack, choice specs, transistor, Regieleki, Thunderbolt. That's a lot of things. That's max damage essentially that Regieleki could do without like helping hand or anything. Into our 140 HP, 0 special defense, Assault Vest, Kyogre non-Dynamax, hitting 83.9 to 99.4, guaranteed to a KO. Very good calc to know. Guaranteed live it with Assault Vest at 140 HP. Good stuff. Next, we have 252 plus special attacking Life Orb, Venusaur max overgrowth, a whole bunch of things there for the Venusaur to do max damage. Into our 140 HP, 0 special defense, Assault Vest Kyogre, non-Dynamaxed, hitting pretty similar of a calc, but to 78.2 to 94.3, which is guaranteed to hit KO. Awesome stuff there to know. Next, we have the 252 plus attack Rillaboom, Grassy Glide. No choice spec, so if it's no choice band, so if it's choice band, you are dying with this Kyogre build. But good to know still that Grassy Glide with, you know, the Assault Vest or something like that. Into our 140 HP, 116 defense Kyogre in grassy terrain, which is goofy, which is crazy. Because it does give a boost. It hits 83.9 to 99.4%, which is guaranteed to hit KO. Crazy, man. That's crazy stuff. Love it. Awesome calcs. This is why I built the AV defensive Kyogre, because it lives all these attacks, which is crazy. Anyway, next we have 252 plus special attacking Kyogre Ice Beam into our boy Groudon, 252 HP for special defense, hitting 65 to 78. So this is if you are losing the Waether Wars and they have Sun out on the field. You have to go for Ice Beam, but luckily it's still a guaranteed to hit KO into 9 Dynamaxed. Not super bulky Groudon, which is good to know. Water Spout in Rain, however, is still going to be taking it out at 122 to 144, which is a guaranteed OHKO. Great stuff. That is an amazing calc to know. Awesome stuff. Next, we have 252 plus special attacking Kyogre Water Spout into an Incineroar that's very, very bulky, 236 HP and 236 plus special defense in Rain, hitting 138 to 163%, which is guaranteed OHKO. Great stuff. Good calc to know. Next, we have 252 plus special attacking Kyogre Ice Beam into 252 HP for special defense Assault Vest Rillaboom. We are hitting 54 to 63%, which is guaranteed to hit KO even after the grassy terrain recovery. Great stuff. Good calc to know. Do you like that little phrase there? Anyway, let's move on. Single Spotlight. Single Spotlight has two different good routes. The first one is the same as the route that I went for the Choice Specs, or the Choice Scarf. Just Choice Scarf, 4 good attacks, fast and strong. That is the build that I would probably use for Kyogre, but I didn't want to put the same build here for Single Spotlight. I wanted to give it a secondary build. So we do have a leftover Calm Mind Rest set that I think is really interesting. Pretty good stuff. We have Leftovers, Drizzle. Leftovers giving us a little bit of bulk, or a little bit of HP back, as well as Rest being able to go the whole way back, which is very good. We have Calm Mind giving you really, really good special defense, as well as great special attack. Scald and Ice Beam. Scald for stab, but also, you know, not being able to miss. And then you also have Ice Beam. You could go Water Spout. You could go Origin Pulse. I just went Scald just so you can do it. Guaranteed. You have 100 accuracy. You know what you're doing. You're hitting. It's good. And then Ice Beam is just good coverage. And then for the EV spread, I went 252 into HP, 252 plus into defense, and then the leftover 4 into special attack. I just wanted to make sure that we were bulky as a Pokemon. So I went all into HP defense, and naturally it's very, very good in special defense. And after a Calm Mind or 2, like, attack it with a special attack. I dare you. And that's not doing anything. Anyway, that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Makes a big difference. Yeah, do all those things. I hope you enjoyed. In sum up, I think Kyogre is actually insane. Like, one of the best restricted Pokemon. I think it is currently the most used restricted Pokemon. So, Yeah. Anyway, that is it for the video. Have a good weekend, and goodbye.